Travel scams in Venice, Italy to avoid on your holiday. Europe is a surprisingly creative place when it comes to travel scams. Many of the most successful gambits require a naive and trusting tourist, but don't think it can happen to more sophisticated travelers too. There are many subtle ways to be scammed. A cabbie pads your fare. A shop clerk suddenly inflates prices. A public internet terminal records your password. Or a waiter offers a special with a special increased price. Be smart. Know what you are paying for before handing over money, and always count your change. Welcome back to another episode of Feetpin Travel. Join us on our journey around the world as we share our best travel tips, guides, and amazing experiences with you. If you're not a part of our community yet, hit the subscribe button now so you never miss out on our latest and greatest uploads. Remember, we travel not to escape life, but for life not to escape us. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at travel scams in Venice to avoid on your holiday. Let's get started. With water and boats at the heart of this bellissimo Italian city, it's sure to charm tourists. It is the perfect port stop for culture vultures and romantic lovers alike. There's only one thing that could spoil a stop-off in Venice, and that's falling victim to a scam. Vaporetti Vipers. Even if you've been cruising for weeks and your sea legs are craving dry land, a boat trip along the canals of Venice is a must. Not doing so would be like visiting a theme park and then minding the coats while the rest of your friends ride the roller coasters. The Vaporetti is a water bus that travels up the Grand Canal and is an affordable way to have the gondola experience without having to take out a second mortgage to pay for it. Plus, as the Vaporetti are much bigger and sturdier vessels than the narrow and wobbly gondolas, the chances of taking a nosedive into the canal while climbing on and off are drastically reduced. All sounds good so far, but there's always the one who has to spoil it for the rest. Cases have been reported of corrupt water bus ticket sellers, or Vaporetti Vipers as we'll call them, charging tourists double to ride the Vaporetti and pocketing the difference themselves. This scam involves tourists being given 24-hour tickets but being charged for 72 hours instead. So always check the dates on your tickets before you leave the attendant to avoid the venom of the ticket inspector from riding on a ticket that's expired. Gondola Grab. If you're feeling light on your feet, however, and really do fancy the full straw hat and all gondola experience, make sure that it doesn't leave you light on the pocket too. When approaching a gondolier, and you can't miss them, make it clear that you're aware of the price of 60 to 65 euro. As helpfully fixed by the city authorities, and won't be paying the 80 to 100 euros that some do try to charge. Ciao Bella. You can say ciao to Venice without chowing down on some gloriously calorific Italian food. But be wary of the restaurant tricks designed to grab your cash and leave your Italian dining experience less bella and more bummer. There are several, so pay attention. Number 1. Tourist Trap Menu. Be aware that if you want to benefit from the cheaper tourist menu that you will usually have to ask for it. However, doing so can be a false economy. Extra charges and taxes mean that this fixed price menu can end up being anything but. Indulge yourself and order from the main menu. You'll have far more choice and there's unlikely to be much difference in the final bill. Heck, why not have gelato as well? You're on holiday after all. Number 2. To sit or not to sit. That is the question. While not technically a scam, it's best to be aware of the fact that drinks and food taken at an outdoor table will usually cost more than those taken standing at the bar. Expect the difference in these two prices to grow in direct proportion to how good a view or position the cafe or restaurant has. And forget about sitting outside beside a canal or in St. Mark's Square, unless you're happy to fork out for the infamous 10 euro cup of coffee. Number 3. Pay per listen. So you've heard of pay-per-view, but pay-per-listen is likely to be a new concept. Prepare yourself to get very familiar with this concept if you sit to enjoy a drink with your live music entertainment in Venice. It's pretty standard that a music charge per pair of ears will be added to your bill, so make sure that you savor every sip of that costly beverage. Alternatively, just enjoy the music from a distance. They haven't found a way to charge you for passing by very, very, very slowly. Glass. Murano Glass is a big deal in Venice, and if you're a fan of rainbow-colored glass figurines, jewelry that looks good enough to eat, or vases that are far too delicate and expensive to actually use, then it's likely to be a big deal to you. But beware of Chinese fakes being touted as Murano by some unscrupulous sorts on mainland Venice. The best place to buy genuine Murano glass is at the Murano Glass factory on the island of Murano. See a pattern emerging? Skip the expensive tours and get yourself there on the water bus. That way the factory tour is free. There you can see the glass being blown by hand and can get the full story of Murano Glass. Then, if you're willing to spend the cash, take away a piece of Murano Glass artwork that you can brag about to future house guests with absolute confidence. The Gypsy Pizza Scam. The Italian kids are in on the rogue behavior too. Travelers tell tales about packs of cute gypsy girls who come up to you, while one holds a pizza box in front of you. You can't look below your waist while the other lifts your wallet. They may also use newspapers or cardboard sheets instead of pizza boxes. Tax police scam. This potential event can prove tricky because while it's legit, many con artists try to copy it. The tax police called Guardia di Finanza may ask you to produce receipts after leaving a restaurant. They approach you more to make sure the establishment owner recorded the transaction for tax purposes. These individuals are often in uniform, but they sometimes dress in plain clothes, which makes it hard to know if they are the real deal. If you're worried, ask for the badge number, and if still leery, call the 113 emergency number and request a police officer in uniform. Pickpocket scams are a part of Venice, Italy. The most popular areas for tourists to visit are where you could most likely fall victim to a pickpocket, as they love crowds to get lost in once they've committed their crime. The following are the most common locations where you need to keep your guard up. And above all, guard your valuables by using anti-theft travel gear like a hidden money belt or a backpack with lockdown zippers to keep thieving hands out as you're relaxed and able to enjoy your time in Venice, Italy. The most popular locations for pickpockets are Piazza di San Marco, Accademia Museum, the Rialto Bridge, and smaller crowded bridges. The most common types of theft committed against tourists involve distractions. An example is someone close to you creates a sudden distraction, such as asking the time or for directions. We've seen staged shouting matches between a woman and a man designed to distract you while your pocket is picked. If this happens, this could be a setup for someone getting ready to steal your wallet or valuables. Back pocket wallet thefts are very common in Venice. Outsmart these thieves with an underclothing money belt for travel that safeguards your money, credit cards, and passport. Once pickpockets have stolen a wallet, many drop the stolen wallets in mailboxes around the city, keeping only the cash. Identification and credit cards not belonging to them make it easier to catch these thieves. Therefore, many of these items are not valuable for particular pickpockets. The Postal Service then delivers the abandoned wallets to the local police. The police only return a missing wallet if someone comes looking for it. Always try to avoid pickpocket scams and tourist scams in Venice by staying slightly suspicious of strangers who get too close or are too friendly. One lesson to learn here is to split up where you carry your valuables if you opt not to carry an anti-theft wallet or bag that protects all your valuables. That way, if you are victimized, you'll still have some of your important belongings. With that, we've reached the end of this video all about travel scams to avoid in Venice on your holiday. Which scam on our list surprised you the most? Are any of you planning a trip to Venice? Get involved and let us know in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this one and found it interesting, remember to leave a like on the video so we know to make more for you. Also, subscribe to Feetpin Travel for even more amazing travel content just like this video. As always, thanks for watching. See you again soon in another episode.